As we continue our spooky season catalog of epic videos, I had one idea of two characters clashing that I've never thought of before, but I find it fascinating to examine. Could Batman, the Dark Knight, solve the Pinhead case? And no, I'm not talking about the cheesy, dumb movies. I'm talking about the real Pinhead from comics and books. If these two were to clash, would the Dark Knight save his city, or would it fall to the chaos of the Cenobites? Before we get into this, make sure to smash the like button. Let's try to get 300 plus likes. Show a bunch of love and support, and I will make horror-based content a regular on the channel, not just during the spooky season. Also, if you want to access to any of the scans, any of my scan servers, or talk business in general to perhaps sponsor a video, hit me up on Discord. Also, join the server. We do games, prizes, D&Ds, giveaways, and more. Now, without further ado, let's get into could Batman solve the Pinhead case? One particularly cruel, crisp night in Gotham, a depraved lunatic, one of the many who haunts Gotham, scrambles his way through the streets. He then takes a sharp turn and ducks through into an abandoned home. Inside, the lunatic settles in and even finds a busted up piano to play with. As he sits down, he notices a golden box sitting pristinely on the piano. Both curious and greedy, because the box looks rather valuable, the lunatic picks up the box, examining it. Suddenly, it springs to life, lights cascading throughout the room. The lunatic watches as demons emerge from a portal, promising him finer things than that of the flesh. He begins to play the piano, as the music itself shreds reality, shreds the lunatic, and launches him into the pain-bringing embrace of the Cenobites. The man disappears, leaving behind nothing but the Lamentation Box. As the days go by, more and more Lamentation Boxes appear throughout the accursed homes and hallows of Gotham City. The sudden flourish of Cenobite activity brings the city's new plight into view for two of our main characters in this story, the Dark Knight of Gotham and Pinhead himself. Batman would be made alert of this newfound activity in Gotham, and would soon collaborate with the overwhelmed Chief Gordon to put together the clues. Pinhead would be alerted to perhaps the biggest hotbed of chaotic human thoughts and energy ever discovered by Cenobites, Gotham City. Enthralled by the potential of the chaos in this city, Pinhead himself would quickly get involved. This would set the inevitable collision of Batman and Pinhead. The box case, as it is currently called, would be swiftly undertaken by Batman, setting into motion an insane chain of events. Now, before we get too much further into this what if, let's go over and quickly review some of the win cons and loss cons of the Pinhead case. In order for Batman to win, he must cease the coming and goings of the currently unidentified Cenobites and their Lamentation Boxes. He must figure out how to stop the Lamentation Boxes, and he must prevent the rise of Pinhead. For references for viewers, we are not using movie Pinhead. That is not the real Pinhead, as Barker, the creator of Hellraiser himself, said that the movies are not made to tell the stories like Hellraiser are. You see, if you want to know the true Pinhead, and the true disturbing power of the Cenobites, you must read the books and comics, which can be much more free with information and gore. Because of that, and quite honestly, because Batman would slaughter movie Pinhead, we will be using the books and comics to go against comics Batman. The loss condition for this case is for either Batman having to concede and getting outside help from outside the city of Gotham in order to win the case. Also, if Batman dies before stopping or solving the case, that is also a loss. Batman can use all allies, assets, and tech within Gotham, his own tech and knowledge, and of course, prep. With that out of the way, let's dive into Batman's spookiest case yet. With several boxes having been found throughout Gotham, and many of the citizens and criminals using them, there is no doubt that Batman by now would have begun his canvassing of the trenches. From crook to killer, Batman would press those with potential knowledge to figure out why so many people are going missing. With how the Lamentation Boxes function, it is unlikely that Batman would snag a box himself early on in the case. For those using the boxes, they will have disappeared already, subjected to the work of the Cenobites in the Beyond. Struggling to find any remains that seem human, or leads to any physical killers or new psychos on the loose in the city, Batman would likely at this point deem this case supernatural in nature, or at least dealing in some form of mysticism or demon power. There would be several measured steps taken from Batman at this point. A ton of consulting within his own city would be done, and I will review the potential allies or assets Batman would utilize. First is Madame Xanadu. Madame is one of the most revered magic users in DC, and has vast experience with the occult and demons. She resides sometimes in Gotham and sometimes in New York. Jason Blood both possesses the demon Etrigan and is a demonologist himself. The Gotham City Police Department has its own occult-based team, one more experienced for the most part than Batman is with occult and magic. There is also Ragman, who absorbs souls and has experience with the supernatural. As a thorough detective, perhaps the best in the world, it is most likely that Batman consults as many as are available to him. This would produce two important results that we need to consider for the story. 1. Batman would soon learn that there is no history on this current threat to Gotham. It is a new power at work. And 2. Batman would obtain clear ways to go about hunting this menace. Now, we are at the point in the case where we need to discuss a scary component working against Batman in Gotham. All of the madmen and bloodthirsty killers, from Joe Chill to Joker to even members of the Falcone crime family, they could find themselves receiving a box and embracing becoming a Cenobite. Rushing to prevent whatever power is at play from going too far, Batman and his occult crew, helping him, would soon discover the method behind these killings and disappearances, these objects called Lamentation Boxes. Taking possession of the boxes under extreme care, Batman and his crew would scrutinize the box while having as strong of mystic defenses as they can while handling it. With magic provided from Xanadu and prep defenses, as well as his experience handling magic from extreme entities like Trigon. Hacking extra-dimensional tech like that from the New Gods, Batman would likely, somewhat, get a sense of what this box actually does. Conjecturing that the box, once activated, is likely a conduit or doorway to another dimension, this is when we would see prep time Batman come into play. Preparing a suit made of his strongest materials he can use, energies and defenses provided by the occult defense team, Xanadu, and maybe some consultation from Jason Blood, Batman would soon have his newest creation, the Hell Suit. Preparing for his upcoming trip, Batman would then begin his cracking of the box, unlocking the path to the other side. The Hell Suit-clad Batman would soon make his way into the indescribable energies of the Lamentation Box, jumping into a flurry of the chaos of the Hellraiser's cosmos. Arriving in one of the hells, Batman would likely discover and encounter lower-level Cenobites and inhabitants of these hells. I have no doubt that Batman would absolutely throttle the common Cenobites. However, his invasion of the hells would incur action from the very curious Pinhead, who was already observing and manipulating the situation in Gotham. Interested in how a human is handling such an inhuman realm, Pinhead would send endless Cenobites his way, as the armies of the Leviathan are his to command and impose freely. The hells of Hellraiser are infinite in nature, but there are also an infinite amount of layers to them. They extend beyond the normal heavens and hells, angels and demons, and conduct businesses beyond the gods. This infinite layered and infinite Cenobite and chaos spawning gauntlet would be extremely problematic. Pinhead himself can take potshots as he pleases, for if anything happens to him here, he will simply re-emerge unscathed from the void beyond it. he would take his time breaking the human and his powerful suit. This brings us to our startling conclusion of this what if. While Batman is an absolute master of prep, incredibly knowledgeable on occult works and magic, and as determined as anyone in the multiverse, this case would be one where he bites off more than he could chew. Batman, before entering the box, would have no reasonable way of evaluating the true power of Pinhead, the Leviathan, and his incredibly powerful, infinite layered hells. Pinhead even has the power to bully the Dream Sea and the Story Tree, with these concepts containing all dimensions, emotions, imagination, stories told, untold, and even stories never thought of. In all likelihood, Batman runs out of juice trying to chad his way through these layers. Similar to his Hellbat suit, he would run out of power. As Batman lays at the feet of Pinhead, hopeless to save Gotham from the King of Pain, a flicker of a lighter and the sound of smoke inhaling would gain everyone's attention. As Constantine asked Batman, what did he do to make this funny-looking guy so fucking mad? In my opinion, Batman would not completely solve this case. He would get far, but he does not have the power to contend with such a force on his own. The boxes also do not abide by the rules of time and space, so stopping their appearances in Gotham at random would essentially be impossible. I do see Batman having characters like Constantine on go if he were to fail, but this would also be a loss condition for the case, so in my opinion, Batman does not win and solve the case completely. However, if you want to see a part 2 where we put a magic and demon expert like John Constantine on the case, let me know in the comment section down below, and thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy Jobbers and Goons. Enjoy the spooky season, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.